So there was a focus group done by a Republican strategist, and the consensus seems to be in this focus group of independent, undecided voters, which somehow, yes, they're still there. Like, they didn't get all 50 states in this focus group because there's not actually undecided voters in all 50 states. Most people with a brain decided like months or years ago who they're voting for, right? But they found a couple of undecided voters, and the general consensus seems to be in this. Again, this isn't a Democrat strategy group. This is an independent, undecided voter focus group put on by a Republican strategist. And the consensus seems to be that Donald Trump is a crackhead, right? Why not? Why not? Donald Trump's a crackhead. And so I got a Twitter thread here. I'm just going to read it out. In Frank Lund's focus group, Ruthie from PA, upper right corner, said she was undecided coming into tonight, but now likes Biden because Trump was behaving like a crackhead and made the debate impossible to watch. I love it. I love it. Luke from Wisconsin, red shirt, says Trump is obnoxious and unpresidential, but that behavior doesn't affect his bottom line, doesn't impact his day-to-day life, like the violence he's seen in Kenosha. Interesting. That's super interesting. Again, these are like, and I'm not trying to be rude here, but if you haven't decided who you're voting for, I'm sorry, you're a dullard. I'm just throwing that out there. But even dullards can see that Donald Trump is a crackhead. Jeremy from Arizona says he's still undecided because he doesn't like Trump, but Democrats haven't given him a good reason to vote for Biden. That's actually a relatively good state. Frank Luntz, and this is another tweet. Frank Luntz just went around asking everyone to use one word to describe Trump tonight. Every single word was negative, and Ruthie just went with crackhead again. I love it. Meanwhile, when Frank asks everyone to associate a word or phrase with Biden, the vast majority are positive in nature, and several people say Biden was much sharper than they expected him to be. Somehow I disagree with that, but okay. Exceeded expectations, etc. Bob Woodward slides in, asks the group which candidate would put together a better cabinet. Almost everyone says Biden, but several say they'd feel a lot better if Biden named some key figures ahead of time. One guy says he's afraid Biden will name AOC to his. First of all, the political lack of education in this country. Again, they scraped the bottom of the barrel. There was some dumpster sludge. They found some undecided voters. And you have an undecided voter who's afraid that Joe Biden will put AOC in the cabinet. AOC is like a freshman, like, congresswoman. And she's going to get promoted to being a fucking cabinet secretary? Like, what? Like, there's just, and for what reason? Like, she endorsed Bernie. There's no political, like, capital there to exchange. There's no, like, payoff. For what? Like, it's bizarre. She's barely campaigning for Biden. But again, someone is scared that AOC is going to be in the cabinet. That, I think, is hilarious. Travis from Arizona lays waste to Trump for not denouncing white supremacists / right-wing militias. Easiest thing he could have done. And apparently Trump today is trying to walk back his statements, but again, the damage is already done. So that doesn't matter. Nick from Arizona agrees it was Trump's worst moments. Why? Why? He kept asking himself when Trump didn't seize the moment. Stand back, and stand by. Like, it was so stupid. Luntz tells his panelists how bad things were in the debate hall, how people looked shocked and disgusted by the proceedings. He says he's worried for the country and asks for closing thoughts. Mike from Iowa, we all want to be better than this. Please start acting like it. Yeah, so that's how undecided. Again, I'm very skeptical of the intelligence of the undecided voter in October of 2020 or September of 2020. Very skeptical of that person's intelligence and credentials. But even they know, and even they can realize that Donald Trump is behaving like a fucking crackhead. And again, it's just hilarious. This is fucking funny. This is really good. All right? And again, my favorite part of the debate was when Biden was giving an impassioned plea to Donald Trump. It's like, my son was in the military. Please stop calling the military losers and suckers. It's so rude to my son. And then Trump is like, you mean Hunter? You mean Hunter? And then Biden is like, no, my son, Beau Biden, he died, and blah, blah, blah. And then Trump was just like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. I don't know, Beau. I know Hunter. And he got it discharged for crack. He's a crackhead. And so, like, I just thought, like, that was so funny. And the idea for a focus group to call Trump the crackhead after seeing that, I think that that's hilarious. And I didn't know this until, like, yesterday. I didn't see this until yesterday. But again, it's really fucking funny. I don't know, Beau. I know Hunter. Yeah, I know you're talking about your dead son and you're crying on the debate stage, but let's talk about your living son, the one who's a crackhead. He's got drug problems. He took money from Moscow. What's up with that? It was Jesus. Donald Trump is like, the more and more I think about the debate, like I was going into this knowing that Trump was going to be an animal. I guess there were people like fucking like this focus group who didn't know that Trump was going to be a lunatic on the debate stage, right? He was a lunatic 4 years ago. Why wouldn't he be a lunatic? That's why if you watched my streams from that period of time, right? I got drunk, right? I got fucking high. I was eating junk food and I was having a good time because I went into that knowing it was going to be a clusterfuck. And again, the idea that anyone went into that debate thinking, how bad could it possibly be? I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of their intelligence, but hey, maybe they just don't pay attention. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't get on the undecided voters that much. I mean, it was the undecided voters that don't pay attention that gave us Donald Trump last time around, but hey, that's whatever. That's neither here nor there. But at least they realize that Trump is a crackhead, and I love it. I love it. I don't know, Beau. I know Hunter. He got discharged for crack. So good. Oh, God.